Yeah, okay. This is, I don't know. Yeah. So it's like in February or whatever, or like late January. I remember I was just chilling and like some girl like added me from Snap. And I was like, wait, who the fuck is this? And she's like, hello. I was like, yo, like, who are you? And I don't know how I added her, but I'm gonna be real. I think I got her Snap like off Yubo or some shit. Like if you know what Yubo is, hey, you know that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So you know, from there I was like, oh, maybe I added you off this site or whatever, and like off this like app or whatever. What if I use Yubo, bro? I'm not gonna lie. Like that shit basically, I'm gonna be fully honest, that shit basically like Tinder but for like fucking teenagers, bro. Like, I think I was like 16, 17 and I was on that shit, bro. Yes. I'm just being fully unfiltered right now. It's like Tinder, exactly. Jonty knows exactly what Listen up though, okay. I assumed that like got her Snap off there or whatever, and we just kind of chatted from there, and you know, I was like, oh, like what city in or whatever, like la la. She's like, oh, I'm in Gothenburg too. I was like, oh, like sick, like, you know, far away, and we started to get to know each other more, and things like she seemed like a pretty cool person, you know, like she watched anime with kind of like similar interests when it came to like shows and shit, and I was like, oh shit, you know, like I'm fucking with her vibe, and you know, I like this was time where you know I was a bit afraid to like ask girls out on that day. I was like, do I got the boss? Like, what? She says no, right? And it's like, it's way easier over text, especially when you're not in person, because you don't feel the same amount of pressure. But even back then, like, it wasn't even that bad. Like, I was stressing over way too much. But you know, I don't know. I talked to her for a few days. Like, I'm like, okay, fuck. I gotta ask her out. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was like, let's just like meet up at a cafe or some shit. And she was like, so basically a date? I was like, yeah, exactly. And she's like, oh, cool, or some shit. And I remember I got happy as hell. I remember I got happy as a bitch. I was like, yes, finally. And bro, this is like when I didn't even have my first day ever. Like I've never ever had like a day ever at that point. And like I think I was like 16 or something. Yeah, I was probably 16, I think. I was like, oh my god, like, yes, I'm finally being on my first date, bro. Like, you just imagine full out geek strike, bro. Like, where's my glasses, bro? Like, full out fucking geek, bro. Let me put on my glasses while I tell this story, actually. Okay. Full out geek strike. You know, I'm happy. I secured a date. And it was actually gonna be on Valentine's Day. Okay. 14th of February on Valentine's Day. Alright? Well, how old is you now? Well, how old do you think I am before I say it? I just want to see what you got to say. Still our geek strike? 19? Yes, I'm 19. Thank you that you didn't say I look like a 27-year-old. Yeah, I'm looking at you, weed nose. Anyway, so you know, I secured today. I'm getting hype and shit. I actually started like telling some of my close friends. I'm like, bro, I'm finna go on my first day and everything is finna be sick. They're like, bro, I'm so proud of you. And I was like, bro, I got this whole fit ready. Like, I know exactly what sort of shoes I'm gonna have. I know exactly what sort of cut I'm gonna. I know exactly what sort of hoodie I have. Like, I had everything fucking planned. And I think this was like late during the third. I almost dropped my water bottle there. That was fucking close. Okay, it was like late night, like the 13th of February or whatever. And like I'm noticing she like replied way later than usual. I'm talking about like hours later. Now usually she could just be busy, and I didn't think much of it. I was like, that probably doesn't mean much, you know. But then she started getting hella stale. Like I'm talking about like dry as sand, bro. Like not even like any sort of like, you know, it's just dry as a fucking sandbox. And I was like, okay. And I remember like I sent a message back, and she responded maybe like 9 hours later. Okay. Do I have this screenshot? Wait. This is the reason why I talked about star signs, right? Because she was all into this shit, you know. I remember she talked a little bit about it with me, but I didn't think much of it, right? She didn't like reek off that energy to be some sort of annoying person who gets so invested into this shit, like, oh, so you're a Sagittarius and I'm a Gemini moon or whatever. But okay, tell me why when I opened the snap at this, okay, this is now like 14th of February. This is like 2 a.m. Like I stayed up already to see messages be that late. And she like, don't let me get this shit away. And then she's like sends this. Like ignore the face because it's for a thumbnail, but then she sends this shit, bro. And yes, she typed this fully in English, by the way. Fully in English. Like this wasn't even Swedish, bro. She's like half British, but like, I don't know, bro. She's one of those like barely spoke Swedish. So she was like, it's not you, it's my Gemini moon, and actually it's quite a lot of you. And this shit like, what the fuck did she say? She said, I have other important charity work to do than talk to you. Sorry, but I'm way too bored of you now. Bye bye. Like, you know, me getting that message, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, is it like charity work and everything? And I was like, hello? Like, so I messaged back, but I'm like, okay, wait. I'm trying to understand exactly how I felt during them. I think I was fucking hurt in that moment, but it got worse later on, bro. I must be fully fucking unfiltered, okay? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna tell the exact full fucking story and some of the crazy fucking else I did and down bad shit, okay? Because look, you can bounce back from shit, become a whole different person. I'm telling this because, you know, I've been down bad. Okay, anyway, let me get to the point. So I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I messaged her, I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, hello? And she started ignoring me fully. I'm trying to remember exactly what the fuck happened. But I messaged her, she doesn't respond. And I think at some point she opened a DM and it's like fully blocked me on my Snapchat. She's like, oh my God, you're so annoying or some shit. I don't know. She's fully blocked me, okay? And this was so random to me because this was on Valentine's Day where we're supposed to have the date. She sends that message, okay? Like you can see it was just a full-on black screen. There was no picture of no nothing. It's full-on black screen with text saying, I'm done with you now, bye-bye. Blocks my ass on Valentine's Day. And I remember sitting, because nobody was home. Nobody was home, okay? It was just me. I think my sister was working like night shift or whatever, but I remember I sat at the edge. My couch is right there, but I sat at the edge of the couch, like looking down to the ground, like looking down to the ground, and it's fully fucking breaking down. I'm talking about, you know when you like like you know on that shit when you start crying fucking bad. And I was like, bro, it was so fucking bad. I started like looking down to the ground like this, like bro, I started crying so fucking much. I'm not gonna lie, because that shit hurt my feelings so much. I was like, I'm getting blocked on Valentine's Day and this bitch said fucking, it's not you, it's my Gemini moon. Like it was on some cringe zodiac shit. And she said, bro, charity work to do. So me being me, I was trying to understand and decipher this sort of message. Like, what the fuck does this even mean? Charity work. So from what I understand, bro, okay, I'm just go off the source I got from the internet, like what that meant in this sort of context. Basically, she was saying when she had other important charity work to do, that basically I was someone that doesn't get like a lot of attention. So she was doing like the charitable work of talking to me, but now she's done with me or whatever. Like, that's what I could decipher it as. Like, it's very hard to understand what the fuck she meant in that sentence. But I cried there. I felt shit. Like, I'm talking about like full on crying. Like, I just felt like everything was against me. Like, I blocked on Valentine's Day and everything. It was ass. It was very ass. And the thing is that I hate the most is I told people about this thing. I'm like, oh, I'm going on this day. It's gonna be my first day. I got everything ready. And one of the fattest ills ever, but it gets worse, okay? It gets worse, and this is what I mean by being down bad. And I'm being honest, okay? I'm being fully honest, because this is an L that hurts. This is how I used to be, okay? So she blocked me. Obviously tried to ask, what the fuck do you mean by this shit? Like, what do you mean charity work? Like, what do you mean Gemini moon? Blocked. But since I still had her Snapchat, I knew her username. Okay, I'm gonna say how it is. I created a new account. Oh my God. I created a new account. I added her on that account and asked, why did you block me? I swear to fucking God, tell me why. She screenshotted the chat and was like, oh my fuck. See, I don't remember exactly what the fuck she said, but I think she said like, what the fuck is like, I don't know what she said, but she said something like, you know, you say when you're in shock, like, what the fuck or something, right? And she like screenshotted the chat of me and my all like asking her like, why did you block me? Like this is some random fucking like on alt burner account, okay? Screenshot that shit, and I was like, oh my fucking god. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I even tried to add it on another alt after that shit because he blocked that one. I'm being fully fucking honest. I was that down bad, I was that hurt. I just didn't understand why she would block me out of nowhere. I had answers I had questions I wanted to be answered. But fuck man. Hey, experience is probably one of the best teachers ever. This is yes, bro, yes. I'm being fully fucking unfiltered. Like, this is a part of the story I don't want to talk about or am proud about, but I'm being fully honest. I was that down bad. I genuinely added her on a fucking snap alt account. Not twice, but probably, I think I did twice, okay? But she didn't accept the second alt. She accepted the first one though. But hey, this is a crazy level of down bad. Damn, dude, not gonna lie, a lot of people do that and don't get closure. You know, wait, you know now the best thing to do is move on. Exactly. I had to learn the hard way. Damn, what Fair said exactly. I had to learn the hard way. I was just so fucking like it, but the thing I hated most about that night, oh my gosh, should I tell the story too? Okay, fuck, wait. So this was like a build-up of another incident happening on Valentine's Day, which was the year before, which is in 2019. You know what, let's talk because we're on this topic, okay? So basically, I got hold on Valentine's Day twice, like in a row, like 2019 and 20, okay? I remember this is relevant, okay? So I was watching Black Clover, okay? I know a lot of people talk like shit about the anime, say like it's mid or whatever, but I really like that show. And for some reason, like one of the main characters, his name's like Asta or whatever, and he keeps repeating like to not give up and like keep going, whatever. Like it's very in his character because basically got like no magical powers at all. Like he's just like some fuck ass kid that got born with no magic, but then, you know, he ended up getting some busted abilities, swords, whatever it may be, okay? But okay, so I think this was the 13th. No, this wasn't even the 13th of February. I think it was just like some, like, I don't know what date it was, but it was in the month February, okay? And, you know, I started getting motivated by this mindset, like, you know, not being afraid and not giving up and, you know, pushing forward, you know, standing on business, basically. And had this one crush in 9th grade, primary school. Like, this was the last year of primary school. And I had her number, like, it was the usual say, hey, if you have a crush and y'all play 8-ball pool or whatever, like that's probably one of the best ways to like get to know each other, dead ass. Like we used to play that shit on fucking repeat, bro. Like I'm talking about that shit was probably the reason why me and her kind of even got close to begin with. But you know, I had her number, we used to play 8-ball pool or whatever, but it was getting close to Valentine's Day once again. I think this was the 13th actually. I don't know. It was just some late night. But I waited till the night to ask her out on a date, okay? Because I knew she would like respond at that time, whatever. Because I didn't want to send a message and then she kind of like sees it like during the day and then, you know, kind of ignores it, like shows all her friends, so like whatever. I was probably overthinking it, but it doesn't matter. So I kind of wait and then, you know, she makes her move on 8-ball pool. I'm like, okay, like she's online now, like I send a message. And I would look through my message, but it's gone. Like the chat log is gone. But I think I said some shit like, I'm trying to remember what I said. But I think I asked her like, do you got like anything planned for like Valentine's Day or some shit? And I think she said like, no, haha, like why? And I was like, do you want to meet up or some shit? Like you gotta understand, like this was on some shit. Okay, I think I asked her, like, do you want to meet up in a park or some shit? Yeah, that's what I said. Do you want to meet up in a park or some shit? And I remember that when we were gonna go to that park, I was gonna buy the, you know, the chocolate that's like a heart piece. Like it's the chocolate box like formed as a heart, and the chocolate pieces themselves are like basically in like a heart shape, whatever. Okay, so like a full on, you know, full on geeked out like romance shit. Okay, like I'm like yes. Okay. Let me get to the main point. So I asked her that shit, and I feel like, bro, And then she was like, haha, like, sure, I guess. Like, there was a lot of ha ha ha's, and I saw that as a bad sign. I was like, why is she typing ha ha so much or whatever? And I was like, okay. But when I sent that message, you gotta understand, like, I threw away my phone. It was on some, when you send like a risky text, and then you go into like another room. Like, I'm talking about, I sent the message, threw that shit in my bed, and like laid in the sofa like a little fucking like scared kid, and waiting there until he answered, until he saw like green notification from like messages or whatever. But then she basically said like, yes, and I was like, holy fuck, like I'm actually bagging right now, bro. I'm actually finna go with my crush and everything. I was super fucking excited. I was like, holy fuck, let's get this shit, okay? And then I asked like, so like what time worked well for you? Like an hour later or two, I sent a message again because it was getting kind of late. Because I'm pretty sure Valentine's Day was actually the day after. Yeah, now when I remember, I think that Valentine's Day was the day after. So this is like the 13th or sort of like the 14th, like late night. So I wanted to get the answer quick. Like I couldn't wait, but I sent like another message like, you there or some shit. Like I sent something to basically see like what time we're gonna meet up at. And I think what she basically said was, I'm sorry, I don't think I can meet up with you. I got something planned. You gotta realize that she said she was basically free when I asked her that she can meet up and everything. She was like, I'm sorry, I can't really meet up. I got something to do or whatever. Like, was there anything in mind that you had? Was there anything in mind you had? I was like, no. And I'm pretty sure I sent that smiley too or some shit, like no. And then like that, not like the emoji, but the fucking, the colon and the what the fuck's the other sign called? Parentheses, some shit. I don't fucking know, but the smiley symbol or whatever. And she was like, oh, okay, have a good day or some shit. I don't fucking know. And it just pissed me off and also made me sad because she said she was free, but then like an hour or two later into that night, it was late. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Like I was like, well, that fucking sucks. And I remember I told my sister about this and everything, bro. Like I'm like, sis, I'm asking my crush out and everything. Like I'm so excited for this. And then I showed her the message. She was like, and by then it was already too late. Like I was hurt just by that alone. Like that was an L in my book. But here's what made things worse, because I'm not gonna lie, I was petty. I should not have done this at all. I should have moved on like a mature guy. But like we were close. Like we used to talk a lot in school. Like we used to give each other hugs and shit. Like, hey, I remember I used to be getting so happy like hugging her and shit. But I remember like after that incident, because the thing is, on the 14th, I saw in her like private story or whatever, like all she basically fucking did, like the thing she had to do, she basically went to like a sushi restaurant with her best friend or some shit. Like you gotta realize, I asked beforehand and she said, she was like, yeah, I'm free, like we can do this and do that. But then like when I see on the story the day after, it was just like on some basic shit that she probably do, like, on any other day, you just go to a sushi restaurant with her friend. I remember when I saw that, like, oh, like that's when I snapped, bro. That's when I snapped. So I remember ever since that incident, we went back to school. I stopped talking to her. Like I stopped talking to her, period. I started like avoiding her. Like we stopped hugging each other. We started talking to each other like fully, bro. And like the thing is, like I remember like she noticed it. And she's like, oh, we don't really talk a lot, like as much anymore. I was like, yeah, like we don't. And then like ever since that incident, like we just like departed ways. Like even like if we see each other now, like it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of awkward. Like there's no like beef or anything, but we were really fucking close. Like we used to talk a lot. Like I used to like flirt and shit too. And you gotta understand, like I didn't have a lot of fucking balls back then, okay? It wasn't even some like crazy flirts either. It's just like basic ass shit. But I was petty, bro. I got hurt, so I just tried to distance myself from her. Like not even like be on some friendly shit. Like stop talking to her fully. And then after I graduated primary school, we never talked again. She also removed me from a private story. I think I was gonna say she removed from her contacts, but I don't think she did that. But I remember like after this whole thing, like I wasn't even in like private story anymore, and that's what I knew. I was like, yeah, just whatever, like that's it. So basically an L on Valentine's Day during 2019 and on 20 because I got blocked by some fucking, I don't know, what the fuck is it called? Zodiac design girl. But yeah, that was that. What happened in 2021? I think that was just a normalized day. I think he went to the gym or some shit. No, gym arc was in 2022. 2021, I think I just played a game or some shit. I started to put this like sort of curse on myself, like, oh, this date isn't my day. And you know, the things that I hate the most is because my friends would take the piss out of me, like generally they start to take the piss out of me, you know, and be like, oh, it's like it's Valentine's Day, like blocked on Valentine's Day. I'm like it just pissed me off so fucking much. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. Do I regret what has happened and what I did back in the day? A bit. But would I change it? No, because I probably wouldn't be here right now. Like I'm a huge believer that in small changes we can like end up in a whole different sort of timeline, like that ass.